I still remember standing in my wedding dress, staring at the mirror, trying to convince myself that everything was going to be okay. My makeup was perfect, my hair done just the way I wanted, and yet I couldn't stop shaking. Because that morning, just hours before I was supposed to walk down the aisle, I got the message that shattered everything. All 5 of my bridesmaids had canceled. Not because of some emergency, not because they were sick, but because my sister-in-law Lisa decided to throw her own birthday bash at the exact same time as my wedding. Tell me, would you forgive someone for doing that? Because even now I don't know if I did the right thing afterward. Let me take you back to how it all started. My husband Mark and I had been together for 4 years before he proposed. He's the kind of man everyone likes, quiet, responsible, and loyal. We met at work actually. I was in HR, he was in accounting, and somehow what started as coffee breaks turned into dinners, then into something deeper. His family seemed welcoming at first. His parents were sweet, traditional people, and they loved how happy Mark seemed with me. But Lisa, his younger sister, was a different story entirely. From the first time I met her, she gave off this competitive, jealous vibe. She was always the kind of person who needed to be the center of attention. If someone else got a promotion, she'd talk about her new car. If someone mentioned a trip, she'd brag about a better one. I tried to ignore it because she was family, and Mark adored her. He'd say things like, "That's just Lisa being Lisa." But I could feel that there was something off about her. When Mark and I got engaged, Lisa acted happy at first, or at least she pretended to. She hugged me, said she was excited, but I noticed the way she clenched her jaw when everyone was congratulating me. Later that night she pulled me aside and said, "Just don't expect me to wear pink. I look terrible in that color." I laughed it off, but something about her tone made me uneasy. She was already trying to control things that weren't hers to control. Fast forward to the wedding planning. My bridesmaids were my 3 best friends, Sarah, Mia, and Jenna, and 2 of Mark's cousins. Lisa wasn't a bridesmaid because honestly, I didn't feel close to her, and I didn't want unnecessary drama. Mark agreed it was best that way, but apparently that decision hurt her ego. From that moment on, I noticed little things she did. Snide comments about my dress choice, about the venue, even about the guest list. "Wow, only 80 people? That's intimate," she said once, with that fake smile plastered on her face. Still, I ignored her. I thought maybe if I just stay polite, she'll calm down. Then came the real shocker. About a month before the wedding, Lisa announced that she was going to throw herself a birthday celebration. Her birthday was actually 3 weeks before my wedding, but she told everyone, "Since I'll be busy later, I'll celebrate it the same weekend as her wedding. It's just easier for everyone." Easier for everyone? I couldn't believe it. She literally picked the same date as my wedding day, the same Saturday evening, and told everyone it was no big deal. I thought it was a joke. But then I saw the event post on Facebook. It wasn't a small dinner. She had rented out a rooftop venue, invited tons of people, including some of my wedding guests. The worst part? She called it the party of the year. At first I tried to be calm. I told Mark, "You need to talk to her, this isn't right." He agreed and called Lisa that night. I overheard part of the conversation. He was gentle but firm. "Lisa, it's her wedding day. You can't throw a party the same night, come on." But she brushed him off. I later found out what she told him. "It's my birthday, Mark. I'm not going to rearrange my whole life just because she wants to play dress up in white." That's when I realized this wasn't about convenience, it was about sabotage. Still, I refused to let her ruin my day. I focused on my preparations. But then, little by little, I noticed my bridesmaids becoming distant. Sarah stopped responding to my texts. Mia said she might be late to the rehearsal. And Jenna, who was usually my hype girl, told me she might have to leave early on the wedding night. I thought maybe they were just busy, but the truth hit me like a punch in the gut 3 days before the wedding. One of Mark's cousins accidentally let it slip that Lisa had invited all of them to her birthday bash, and they had RSVP'd yes. I called my friends immediately asking what was going on. Sarah said, "Look, I love you, but Lisa said it's going to be this huge event, and I've already committed." I couldn't believe my ears. "Sarah, it's my wedding," I said. But she just mumbled something about family pressure and hung up. One by one I called each of them. The answers were all the same: excuses, apologies, cowardly words. Mia even said, "I'll try to make both if I can." How could you make both by the night before the wedding? I only had my maid of honor Jenna, still committed to coming. She said she'd be there no matter what. But that morning, as I was getting ready, I got the text that broke me. It was from Jenna. "I'm so sorry. Lisa's party starts early, I have to go. My hands were trembling. I dropped my phone, I looked at myself in the mirror, dressed in white, and I couldn't stop crying. Imagine that, standing alone on what's supposed to be the happiest day of your life. That's the situation I was in. Abandoned, humiliated, and heartbroken on my wedding day. And I had to make a choice, cancel the wedding, or go through with it without them. Before I tell you what I did next, I want you to pause and tell me, what would you have done in my place? Would you still walk down that aisle? Would you let someone like Lisa win? Well, I decided I wasn't going to let her destroy my day. I called my mom, sobbing, and told her what happened. She came straight to the bridal suite, hugged me tight, and said, "Sweetheart, this is your day, not theirs. You don't need fake people beside you." That gave me strength. I took a deep breath, wiped my tears, and said, "Okay, let's do this." My mom, my cousins, and even one of Mark's aunts stepped in to help me get ready. They weren't bridesmaids, but they treated me like a queen. When the ceremony started, I was nervous. I expected half the guests to be missing. But when I walked down the aisle, the moment I saw Mark waiting for me, eyes full of love, smiling despite everything, it all felt worth it. The guests who came were genuine, supportive, and there for us. The ceremony was beautiful, emotional, and intimate, exactly what I wanted. For a while I forgot about Lisa and her stupid party, but fate had other plans. During the reception, one of Mark's friends showed him photos from Lisa's Instagram story. She was live streaming her birthday bash, loud music, flashing lights, everyone dancing, including my bridesmaids. They were laughing, taking selfies, and in the background I could hear Lisa saying, "Who needs a wedding when you've got a real party?" My heart dropped. Even Mark's parents looked furious. His mom whispered, "I can't believe she did this." Mark tried to hide the phone from me, but I'd already seen enough. I was angry, not the kind of anger you scream out, but the kind that burns silently inside. I decided I wasn't going to sit there and let her gloat. After the cake cutting, I quietly took Mark's hand and said, "Come with me." We left the reception early and drove straight to Lisa's party. Mark didn't even question it. He knew I needed this. When we arrived, the place was packed. Loud music, flashing lights, drunk laughter, everything Lisa loved. And there she was in a glittering silver dress, holding a drink, surrounded by people cheering for her. When she saw me, her face froze. I walked right up to her, calm but firm, and said, "Congratulations, Lisa. You managed to ruin a wedding day. Are you proud?" Everyone around us went quiet. You could hear the music muffling in the background. She tried to laugh it off. "Oh, come on, don't be dramatic, it's just a party." I said, "No, Lisa, it's not just a party, you deliberately tried to humiliate me." She rolled her eyes and said, "You're overreacting. People can choose where they want to go." I smiled, that cold, scary kind of smile that comes when you're done holding back. "You're right," I said. "They can choose, but actions have consequences." Then I turned to the crowd and said, "For those of you who ditched my wedding for this, don't bother contacting me again." Mark backed me up instantly. "Lisa," he said, "what you did was selfish and cruel. I don't even want to look at you right now." His voice shook with disappointment. For the first time, she didn't have a comeback. She just stood there, speechless, watching us walk away. We went back to the hotel that night, and instead of tears, I felt free. The wedding might not have gone as planned, but at least I knew who truly cared about us. The next day, social media exploded. Everyone was talking about Lisa's drama. Even her friends started calling her out in the comments, saying it was low to throw a party on someone's wedding day. Some of my bridesmaids tried to apologize, saying they didn't realize it would hurt me that much. But I didn't respond. They made their choice. Mark didn't speak to Lisa for months after that. His parents were ashamed of her behavior. Eventually, she tried to apologize. She came over crying, saying she was just jealous and that she felt left out. I listened quietly, then told her, "Lisa, jealousy is human, but cruelty is a choice. You don't get to hurt people and call it insecurity." I didn't forgive her that day. I told her maybe time would heal things, but our relationship would never be the same. It's been over a year now. Mark and I are happily married, and honestly, life is peaceful without all that drama. We still see Lisa occasionally at family gatherings, but there's a distance that wasn't there before. She knows what she did, and deep down, I think she regrets it. So tell me, was I wrong for confronting her that night? Would you have done the same thing if your own sister-in-law tried to steal your wedding day? I still wonder sometimes if I should have just ignored her and let karma handle it. But maybe, in that moment, standing up for myself was the only way to take back my power. If you were on my side, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real-life stories like this, and let me know in the comments what you think. Did I go too far, or did she deserve it? Thanks for listening to my story. I'll see you all in the next one.